And I think it takes a lot of experience to learn brevity.
Vince Gill's life reads like a country song, beautiful, heartbreaking, and deeply human. Known as one of the most awarded and beloved figures in country music, Vince has spent decades on stage, captivating fans with his golden voice and honest storytelling. Yet behind his soothing melodies and countless awards lies a personal story filled with loss, heartbreak, and resilience. Over the years, Vince Gill has faced personal pain that has shaped both his music and his outlook on life. From family tragedy to industry challenges, from heartbreak to new beginnings, this is the story of a man who turned pain into poetry and sorrow into song. Let's take a look at Vince Gill's incredible journey, his rise to fame, his role with the Eagles, and the heartbreaking personal struggles that have left a permanent mark on his life and music. Early life and musical roots. Vince Gill was born on April 12, 1957, in Norman, Oklahoma, a modest town that would serve as the first stage of his lifelong love affair with music. His father, J. Stanley Gill, was a lawyer by profession but a musician at heart. When he wasn't in the courtroom, he was at home playing the banjo or guitar, filling their house with the twang of bluegrass and country tunes. His mother, Jareen, kept the family grounded with her warmth and encouragement, fostering a creative environment where Vince could dream big. His half-brother, Bob Gill, played a particularly important role in his early years, introducing him to different genres and teaching him how to play guitar. Bob's influence inspired Vince to start performing and experimenting with music. By high school, Vince was already playing in several local bands, including a group called Mountain Smoke, where he began mixing bluegrass roots with the growing popularity of rock influences. Even then, Vince wasn't just playing for fun, he was practicing for a lifelong career. A rising star. After high school, Vince moved to Louisville, Kentucky, to pursue his love for bluegrass more seriously. It was a leap of faith, and it paid off. In the late 1970s, his career took a major turn when he joined the soft rock band Pure Prairie League as a singer and guitarist. His voice added warmth and sincerity to their sound, and it wasn't long before he was leading the group. In 1980, they released Let Me Love You Tonight, a smooth, heartfelt song that became a major hit and put Vince on the national map. His time with Pure Prairie League gave him the exposure and confidence he needed to step into the spotlight as a solo artist. Breaking into country music. By 1984, Vince was ready to go out on his own. He signed with RCA Records Nashville and began releasing music that leaned closer to traditional country. Although his early solo work didn't immediately climb the charts, Vince refused to give up. His determination paid off in 1989 when he signed with MCA Nashville, setting the stage for his breakout success. In 1990, he released When I Call Your Name, a song that became an instant classic and won him his first major awards. His soulful voice and emotional honesty resonated with fans across the country. Throughout the 1990s, Vince produced one hit after another, including I Still Believe in You, Don't Let Our Love Start Slippin' Away, and One More Last Chance. By the mid-1990s, he had cemented his place as one of country music's brightest stars, earning multiple Grammys and CMA awards. With 22 Grammy wins, Vince remains the most honored male solo country artist in Grammy history, a true testament to his talent and hard work. Joining the Eagles, while Vince's solo career was thriving, fate had another surprise in store for him. After the passing of Eagles co-founder Glenn Frey in 2016, the band faced an uncertain future. Then came a phone call that would change Vince's life forever. Irving Azoff, the Eagles' longtime manager, called to ask if Vince would consider joining the legendary group. For a moment, Vince thought it had to be a joke. The Eagles were musical royalty, icons whose songs had shaped generations. But the offer was real. Don Henley himself had chosen Vince, believing he had the heart, voice, and respect for the band's legacy that could help keep their music alive. Vince accepted the invitation with humility and gratitude, knowing it was both an honor and a challenge. He wasn't stepping into Glenn Frey's shoes, no one could, but he was determined to honor the man and the music that had inspired him since childhood. Adjusting to life with the Eagles joining a band as iconic as the Eagles was no easy task. Vince had spent decades as a solo artist, controlling his creative direction, choosing his songs, and setting his pace. Now he had to blend into a group dynamic where every note and harmony carried the weight of history. Fans were divided at first. Some welcomed Vince with open arms, while others questioned whether anyone could fill Glenn Frey's absence. Vince understood their hesitation. He made it clear that he wasn't there to replace Glenn, but to celebrate him. Every performance was a tribute, and his warm voice brought new life to classics like Take It to the Limit and Tequila Sunrise. On stage, his blend of humility and artistry won fans over. Behind the scenes, he found camaraderie with Don Henley, Joe Walsh, and Timothy B. Schmidt, forming a deep bond built on mutual respect and shared love of music. Hard times and personal struggles. For all his professional success, Vince Gill's personal life has been filled with heartbreak. One of the deepest scars came from his relationship with his half-brother, Bob. When Vince was just a boy, Bob was in a horrific car accident after a night of heavy drinking. The crash left him in a coma for months, and though he survived, he suffered permanent brain damage. His once bright future faded into years of struggle. Vince watched helplessly as his brother battled memory loss and homelessness, disappearing for long periods before finally moving back home with their mother. Bob's death years later devastated Vince. The pain of losing his brother inspired him to finish one of his most powerful songs, Go Rest High on That Mountain. Originally begun after the death of country singer Keith Whitley, Vince completed it as a tribute to Bob. The song became an anthem of comfort for anyone who has experienced loss and remains one of the most heartfelt pieces in country music history. Health scares and setbacks. In 2018, Vince was hospitalized with kidney stones, forcing him to miss a major appearance at the CMA Awards. He was scheduled to perform in a tribute to bluegrass legend Ricky Skaggs, but had to sit it out while recovering. Despite his absence, the show went on, a testament to the respect and admiration his peers hold for him. It was a humbling reminder for Vince that even legends need to slow down and take care of themselves. The incident also reinforced his gratitude for life and the importance of family. Vince later joked that sometimes the body reminds you to rest, a message that resonated with fans who admired his humility. The legacy of compassion beyond the stage, Vince Gill has always used his platform for good. He founded the Vinny Pro Celebrity Golf Invitational to raise money for children's golf programs in Tennessee, earning him the PGA's Distinguished Service Award in 2003. He has also organized benefit concerts for victims of tragedies like the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing and supported over 60 charitable causes through events like All for the Hall, an annual fundraiser for the Country Music Hall of Fame. His kindness and humility have earned him a reputation as the nicest guy in Nashville. Vince's generosity is rooted in personal experience. He often says he sees his late brother's face in the people he helps. Conclusion: through fame, loss, and love, Vince Gill has lived a life that mirrors the music he sings, honest, emotional, and deeply human. His songs are filled with the wisdom of someone who has known both triumph and tragedy. From his early days in Oklahoma to his place among legends in the Eagles, from heartbreak to hope, Vince has carried himself with grace and humility. His legacy isn't just the 22 Grammys or the platinum records. It's the compassion, authenticity, and emotional truth that define his career. Whether singing about heartbreak, faith, or family, Vince Gill reminds us that life, like country music, is about telling the truth, even when it hurts.